welcome back, my wonderful Tome Raiders, to yet another stream. What is... I'm sorry, I just noticed something weird. Okay, I guess it's just OBS side. But yeah, welcome back to another art and Minecraft stream. We're doing more NPC art, though due to a pretty busy week, I have not gotten anything pre-prepped. So, unlike the Dowar penguin race that we did last time, we're gonna start with a sketch. A few sketches, actually, for our fixed Hadozee race. Now, the first thing we're going to do is the more dynamic pose, so I can put more effort into kind of tweaking the head of the race that we're going to do. But I'm sure some of you will appreciate the art I'm going to use as a reference. It won't be visible the whole time, so enjoy for the moment. This one, I think, yes. But yeah, it is Deltarune fan art of this character who was Taskmaster or something like that. But I wanted to challenge myself with this, well, with one of the NPC arts. So I thought something with a whip that I can kind of refashion as a Cat o' Nine Tails, because, you know, space pirates are a thing in the space campaign. So yeah, this with very wide hips, apparently. But yeah, I'll be using that as a dynamic pose reference for this base sketch layer. Alright, yeah, I'm on the right layer. We're going to start with just bringing opacity down to, we'll say 50-ish. And let's do this kind of teal, though. Smaller. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Just had to adjust the reference in my frame. So obviously, no, that brush size is still too big. Let's knock it down to 12. Yeah, that's good. Kind of got the snout like, no, that's too much to the side. It needs to be more down. Maybe no. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing this too low. It should be... There we go. That's got the kind of an upward tilt. Oh, wait a second. This is supposed to be half opacity. Is... If I do smaller opacity. No. So what are these effects? I know there's a... I just... multiply? There we go. Multiply with an even smaller effect. Yeah. I should get the kind of layering I want to kind of... So I can define the shape like this without having to start all over from scratch. But yeah, then the pose has... And not quite that tall here, but yeah. Like this. So yeah, one of the squirrels we're going to reference is the red squirrel, which has the tufts to make the ears look a lot larger. Which is a look I really like, actually. Shoulders are kind of... Actually, I guess the portion where the neck would be, we can do this kind of echo down that hip. Kind of like this with the shoulder pads, right? Yeah, though this needs to be better. Don't have to worry about the chest too much, because we're just getting a sort of frame to work off of. And it's like this. Let's see, hips here. Do it from the inside. Nope, too steep. A rather awkward pose, but something that'll look a lot better with the kind of perspective. That's a right term. Say knees right here. Yeah, forced perspective is really not my strong suit, as you can probably guess from this. We getting better. I guess the feet would be a bit more... Oh, what? We'll worry about that. Okay. Platform, then... That looks a bit better. And this looks a bit more like the animal style these, though Final Form perspective will need some work. Thankfully, with an art program, we can absolutely cheat. Well, let's see, we'll do scale and see if this works. Nope, that's not right. There you go. That looks much better. I'm not just do another run. Pen to darken it up. It's kind of a note for future self that these are the final shapes we're going to work with. We should probably also... Oh. Scale on this one. A bit too much. Okay, that looks better. Now the rough part here, sorry, the rough part here is going to be the reference art does not actually have arms, I guess because Task Manager does not have them. Let's see. We'll start with, no, that's low there. We should actually, yeah, we can just do a straight line there. This is just the reference sketch stage. We don't need to go super detailed. Take some of the pressure off. Okay, his hands are held out like this. Proportion-wise, it's roughly the same length from shoulder to elbow and then elbow to hand. Shortening would be that, or no, that's definitely not it. I think that's roughly going to be it. And then because I do want actually this Hadozee version to not be big about gloves. Barehanded, so we got the tufts of fur on elbow. Because for a furry race, it's like, if it's just like fully covered in a suit, that, like, not to insult any artists out there, but it kind of feels like cheating. It's like, let the furry races be proud of their fine fur. It's like they've cultivated it. A racial trait, let them enjoy it. It's like you wouldn't draw all your women flat chested just because you're scared of doing a boob wrong, right? Sometimes you gotta push yourself. Let's see. In some instances, like here. Okay. That. Now, I don't... The reference to art has the... Oh. Reference to the smile like this, which might fit the character Task Manager better, but I don't really like. I kind of want to take advantage of this cheek here. this. Maybe not. So I got a squirrel reference here. I did not get a reference for squirrel teeth for some reason. Let me look that up first. Teeth. Because I'm tempted to, oh, that's a photo manipulation for sure. Vampire teeth. Okay. So actually, squirrels, it's not so much buck teeth at the top. It's actually longer teeth from the bottom. I think reduce this to, say, 7. In particular, to look a bit more menacing, just because, well, everyone does like mouth-like top teeth. Let's see, I'll do this thinner here. Do a side view. Oh, no, more curved. There we go. Squirrels are actually got teeth like this. But it's a bit more humanoid race, so rather than that, we'll have them have a full jaw still, but also the predominant teeth here, cracking to hard-shelled foods. But being more humanoid, they can engage in a bit more of an omnivorous diet, some meats. Well, I think the thing is that, like, a lot of wild herbivores are actually, what is it? Opportunistic omnivores. Like, they don't hunt meat, but if there's like a dead carcass in the woods, rabbits will definitely eat it. Same with deer. It is the likely inspiration for the white rabbit from Monty Python's Holy Grail. The actual handle better like that, so it's more stiff. Smaller size to get the kind of like other threads for the cat of nine tails ends, which are actually just it's a knotted whip, just because the knots help add some pain to the punishments. Yeah, already this will make it a lot easier when I move over to Inkscape. To vector version. Yeah, I think I can move the size back up. Any other prominent details for the pose that I might need? I guess for the chest, should actually be a bit more boxy, like this, just so I can like geometrically get some foreshortening. No. Waistband would be like this because it's from a below view. It's not perfect, but it's certainly a good dynamic view to work with. Now we got more body, let's actually, I should have this just straight up further behind. Cut that. Paste over. Like that. All right. Toes, like that. This foot would probably be more like this. Maybe a bit of a classic pirate style boot. No, that'd be too low actually. There we go. The strange cuff. Thing is though, would Hadozee really wear boots like this? I'm gonna go with yes, because they do have a flight aspect to them. Which actually reminds me, I need to incorporate that. So we're gonna swap colors over to, there you go, good like yellow-orange kind of look. So I want the skin flaps not to go all the way down. It's not like they were like that on the original Hadozee either. So it's fine if they aren't here. We can have it so there's a natural hole in the loop there, but the rest, it just follows the arm. That way, we've got a bit more clothing options. Actually, no, that's the wrong way to do this one, because the way this is foreshortened, it would be like this. Like that. Okay. There we go. There we are. Yeah, this way for clothing. That again, we'll swap over to darker green, because that kind of stands out. It means that they can wear kind of like tabard styles. This is one of the reasons I chose that task manager art, just because, what is it? The drop cloth in front would still be wearable. They can have the open pits and arms, but also loops over the head like a tabard. Then also a belt here to help keep it pinned. So they still have freedom of movement. They're not limiting their ability to actually glide and fly. We'll have that. But yeah, I think it's good. Let's just... No, that's not the right way to choose the color again. There we go. This time, we're going to up the size here, just so we can kind of make it easier to separate these from the body, just visually. I think before we move on to the head, let's hue chroma. We're just gonna kind of mute the colors, so we don't want the colors distracting from the actual work we're doing. Alright, we'll start with the what I think is the more fun squirrel, the red squirrel. This one, we'll do the color. That's a bit more of a hot pink. Ooh, there you go. That's a nice rusty red, like that. And we're gonna turn down opacity on this a bit more, so we can do some practice sketches. So, oh, wrong tool, that's why. We're going to bring this back down to 10. Nope, circles do different. There we go. So, base head shape. The way red squirrels look, their head seems to be more like this. Kind of a round cheek. bit more like a humanoid. I think we squash the nose in some. Like that. Deeper. That looks a bit more like a dog. We'll keep to the round. Let's see, I think we're at the point where we actually need to erase some of this so we can get the actual shape we're looking for. We'll keep top lip curved. Nice big round face with, let's see, side view. I think giving them a kind of shorter neck, like here's shoulder. I think that's the way to do it, but first, there we go. I think this is the way to kind of have their overall head shape. With ears being, let's see, eyes are here, actual ear shape, kind of like this, still pretty large, but the fluff, nope, too big for the fluff, kind of make it there. This kind of down here to where the brow would be. That way with some of them, maybe I do an older man version where the ear kind of follows the eyebrow. Let's see, actual ear shape, fluffiness. Still not quite perfect, but we're actually getting closer, I think. Let's place like here. I think without that, it's actually looking a lot better. This. Yeah, that little bump was making it feel weird. That's looking a lot better. We need to bring this up a bit, actually. Not going to, there we go. That. There you go. And I think giving them a kind of like almost perpetually smiling face, even if they're not actually happy to see you, will help develop their character. You know, it kind of contrasts when a Hadozee does not match the look on their face, especially ones that are like super grumpy. That's still looking pretty fox-like, so we're going to do another version. This one, let's try for more oval. This time we'll have the ears a bit more back. Actually, no. Let's try going from here first. Doesn't look right. I think that's good. That's very good. Put more roundness to here. You know, that's actually a little more badger groundhogs. Let's... There we go. We'll bring out the cheeks so they're here. The head continue curve like that. Looks a bit more like a collar. Doing it like this. Shoulder, here's chest. Maybe give him, like, usually a little bit of a hunchback for just the body shape. Which means, I guess, continue this shape here. Feels like this makes them too front heavy. No. So, wrong thing. That's looking a lot better. But yeah, ears. I'm gonna try for more. Oh. Here, and then the actual fluff goes out that far. There you go. I think that's why. I think that's why this looks more fox. It's too upright. So you have the ears pointed back this far. The actual ears being here. I think we need to bring this down a little bit. Yeah, we have this nice little curve here, so we can kind of give some meat to the cheeks. Yeah, I think with cheek here, we can do a lot more cute stuff with the eyes. We'll make them a bit more almond shaped too. And actually, squirrel noses are a bit more tall than wide. That, and then, you know, too much opacity. so I'm still multiplying. There we go. There you go, a nice eye shine to it. They won't have any true eyebrows, so it'll be all about how I color the particular fur over the eye to help give expressions. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm not going to delete this, but I am going to make this a separate layer. Maybe use for a different race. I'm going to cut, paste its own layer. Fox-like face. Then invisible, because we don't need it. Okay. Alright, we got more of a... Sorry about that, fingers were starting to hurt. Got a bit more of a red squirrel-like face. I think some of the additions I made to the cheeks and whatnot down here make it look like an older gent. But I think that's fine. Let's see. Look here. Okay, so we'll move this up to thereabout, so I can still see it when I try to make an alternate face there. Right. I think that's good zoom. Okay. So for this angle, long oval nose, a wider base. Actually, this should also be over here. The snout's kind of... Where's that other face? View. Oh. How did I... What? I wasn't even on the right window for the undo button to have done that. Okay. Yeah, we'll kind of round the snout here, but front view of squirrel, the face seems to be a bit more like that. I want to try and avoid some of that because then it looks a bit more like a bear. Maybe I do this. Other part of the face just comes out like that. Oh yeah, that actually looks really good. Teeth. Wait, actually no, it would go... Teeth would be here. Maybe it'd just be like an implication of little teeth here. Just poking out from the lower lip here. That being the teeth prop, though that doesn't look good for the sketch layer. We'll just make a 3. I think that's good enough. Sketch thing. The actual shape of the nose there. The almond kind of pokes up above that. Let's see. Kind of accentuate the roundness of the face here. Nope, too high. There we are. You can kind of have the whiteness there to help make it look more dominating of a shape. The actual shape of the head, we got the brow lines here. We got this little curve here. While not anatomically correct, will help give the feeling of the kind of dominating presence. Extend the eye back there. Maybe on that final version I'd give it kind of a pigmentation like face paint or dyeing the fur for a winged eyeliner of some sort. But I think not having any kind of like reference sheet for this kind of anthropomorphized character, I think I'm doing pretty well for this view. Why is the ace not working? Alright. I'm going to kind of even that out there. Okay, now the weird part is going to be the ears. Now we can naturally follow them there. I'm going to have to move this eye. It's going to mess with stuff. Actually, as soon as we've got this sketch layer here, we can put this eye over here next to the teeth. Okay. Yeah, I think with this particular view, if this one is curved backward, I think this one will be curved backward, but a bit more standing up. Like that. But actually, that's probably a bit too tall considering the foreshortening, so... too skinny... There. There we go. Tuft would be... That's probably a bit much. About... There we go. That's looking nice. And it's going to be so easy when I get to Inkscape and I can make just a separate layer for the fuzz of the fur, the partially opaque layer of it. Let's see, this one's going to be darker just because it's technically on the other side of the fuzz. I do still need... I think I overdid it here. I'm losing the detail of the head shape. I'm kind of liking it. It doesn't feel overly masculine. It's kind of androgynous in the way that some RPG heroes are, so that like anyone can kind of not imprint, feel some familiarity, feel some sense of themselves in it. No, that's too much curve out. There. I think the actual mouth can come down this far. Nah, we'll keep it kind of skinny. In fact, hopefully bring it in a bit more. Alright, that's pretty good. So there's red squirrel-like face. Now let's work on Sugar Divider, which I don't know enough about to know if they're actually in the same family as squirrels or not, But I mean, they're sugar gliders. This is going to be a semi-gliding race, so why not? Give some racial diversity amongst them. Or heck, I could say feminine Hadozee take more after sugar gliders, while masculine ones take after squirrels. Rather than having to draw fucking breasts for another mammalian race, it's like, now let's mix it up a bit. Let's make the races actually different. For this one, I'm going to swap to purple. So let's see, how does that look against... Yeah, because that will still stand out with a red. I'm not doing that. Okay, so once again, we're going to come down here and do some kind of sketch concepts. There's a lot of just head-on shots of the sugar glider, huh? Okay, let's do this one. It's kinda... This, we've got... This kind of nose. There's no easily discernible mouth, so maybe a bit more muted with our attempts with the kind of lip here. Ears are kind of almost forward facing. Certainly a lot smaller in comparison to the red squirrel we've been working on. So I think we might actually amplify their size. No, not that much. Let's try work from this side out. Yeah, that feels a lot better, though. Comes off the head, actually a bit more of a curve. A bit more chihuahua. There we go. That is looking good. The shape is very close. Feels good for an overall shape. A bit more chin line, jawline, whatever we want to call it here. That's too much like a dog. This side of the face does need to be brought out a bit, though. Now it feels like it's kind of going more like into the deer territory, but for first sketch, I think it's fine. I have bigger eyes, inside kind of following where the snout line would be, considering the angle. It's a little angry, but proportion-wise, this looks good. Again, we do this kind of... Oh no, that looks too dark and eerie. There we go. That's a more friendly-looking eye there. Eyes like this is definitely not my strong suit. It kind of looks like a fun watercolor doing the technique like this. Okay, I think I see... Let's make this look weird. They should have a bit more snout. Like this should be where the actual nose is. Alright, so... Oh. So we'll do nose like this and kind of crease these. Okay. Ooh, that's it. Actually, making these kind of not quite as tall, but wider. That's looking better. Not sure why, but that's looking a lot better for what I want. This kind of mouth keeps them kind of squirrel-like. I think a big reason that it's giving me some deer vibes is just how high his ears are going. Let's dip him down low some. And kind of come off like this, then yeah, that looks good. Alright, I think we're about the place to start making our second sketch. And holy shit, we're almost through the first hour of art. I think with as much as we've gotten done, we'll go into about like 15, 20 pass. I mean, I am doing 4-hour stream today, so why not have some of the time be more art rather than just more Minecraft. That gives it more of a impression of a snout to it. This gives more impression of a cheek, though. There we go. Alright, oh wait, we almost forgot the telltale markings of a sugar glider. With a bit of a design like this. And going back and forth. As well as kind of under. See, some have kind of a line coming up too far. Line like that. So looks pretty decent. Okay. Angle number 2. So there's all the head-on angles. That's got a nice side view. Start with this kind of a whole head shape, because they actually don't have as much snout as squirrels do. Face is a lot more oval overall, with kind of like this. So, oh. Man, the amount of control I need for this doing it with a mouse. Oof, it is not at all comfortable. And I should maybe look into getting a stylus style mouse for this. Because I probably can't afford a tablet, to be honest. But yeah, then just like a little chin out. I think that'd help make them look cutesy. Though actually, if I am gonna defy the typical the gender differences in race with not giving the female one boobs, why don't I also go against it and have this kind of cuter sugar glider look one be the males? Gonna make a note of that with a question mark, because I don't know if I'm gonna keep it like this, but it'd be interesting if I do. Why am I... How did I almost misspelled female as famil. It's like, wow, words. How do they work? Okay, let's bring this in some. Actually, we'll bring it up, just so I have room for the ears up here. Okay. Do a multiply. Kind of bring some lightness back here. Okay, that'll give me just darken that. Okay. Now, sugar gliders don't actually have a face. A lot of like fat pudge to it. So maybe instead of a neck, I just have it go right here. So they can still have that kind of hunchbacky look between male and female. Because I mean, they're gliding wings. They probably need a less movement here anyway. I have to worry about a neck facing strong hurricane type wings. Might be more than they can handle. Make them stocky, maybe smaller as well, like physically shorter the females and the red squirrel looks. Again, more fixes of the Hadozee I was not expecting to be making. This, they can still be kind of skinnier side, like not for fat-phobic reasons, but I mean they'll still have like proper bones, not hollow bones like birds, so any excess weight would make gliding harder as a race. Maybe for the other dynamic pose I'll find a good overweight image though, just for more body diversity, and also I could make them, I don't know, maybe like a merchant, not a seafaring adventurer type for the Hadozee. It's like, no, let myself go, and I found out I'm much happier having meals that are properly cooked, which is not a common occurrence on a ship of any sort. So while they have lost their glide ability, due to their weight, they're not unhappy for it. It's just a different lifestyle. You know, if someone's happy doing something a particular way, there's no reason to try and convince them. It's like, no, you're miserable because you can't do this thing your race is naturally inclined to do. It's like, let people live their life. Let them do the things that they actually enjoy properly. See, for this view, ears. Actually, the eyes be up here. Ears are, no, like this. It doesn't really have the roundness it shows here. Maybe kind of like an acorn look to it. If this is open, this inside the ear is just curving. I think so. That we're gonna use this. Oh, nope. Sorry, I thought I had clicked over to the erase tool. Come on. There we go. There we go. That's looking good. There's also this kind of like fold here for skin. Come back through with the erase. Lower passive erase. Yeah, just so we can kind of lighten that area up. Nope, too small. That's good. And I think the only thing left, maybe I should make, right, I do need to make that more shallow like this one has. So a bit more like that. Actually, we should start with some erase. Alright, back to normal erase. There we go. Kind of a bit of a jut out chin, but I think the effect works. Spring. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Put through a block, but god damn it. One sec. Tab tool options. There we go. Double click in the wrong area and it just picks the whole toolbox out. When that is not in fact what I wanted. I think. There you go. Make it a bit more blocky nose. There we are. And then the sugar glider variant, whether I'm doing a separate like sub-race or gender differences, I give them more human-like furless hands, but with claws. Oh wait, I almost forgot. The other ear. Where's the... There's the image, okay. Other ear. Let's back up to size. Looks more like a canine ear, but only by itself. Together, it definitely looks more rodent-like, I suppose. No, that's too thick. Just one through. And then the sugar glider kind of pattern again. This one kind of looking like a... what's this facial hair called? Sideburn? Kind of? I know, but I like it. Like that, and then have... There we go. There we go. Again, second face looks a lot better than the first I did. Yeah, we'll definitely do the red squirrel, this kind of dominating pose. I guess for the last like 10 minutes or so, we'll look up another kind of actiony pose to do with here. Make another layer first. Pose 2, we'll just say, okay. Come on, DuckDuckGo images. Oh. I'll put in dynamic pose instead of just dynamic. Alright, which one of these look good for like an NPC race thing? It's our NPC race. Showing it off. We got... These are interesting. That's a lot of from the back pose. That's not going to help for this. Ooh. Alright, so the ones I'm looking at right now are kind of like a bunch of ballet figures. Be very buttons. Trying to open the image in a new tab, so I click it, just it, zoom on just it. Force me to go to the friggin' website. Okay. Ooh, actually, I actually do like this one I found, which kind of looks like a ballet pose, but here, I'll get a quick little... Oh, wait, no, I can just show it off. That's right. Ah, yes, perfect. It's already showing that screen. I'll enlarge it a bit, but it kind of looks like someone's sneaking along, like, the edge of a building back to the wall, but more importantly, what I can see is a very dynamic flying pose. Like, they're up in the air above the ship, wings kind of spread, they're twisting their head around to see where they're going to come back down at. I think this is good for the other Hadozee view I'm going to do. So let's get that off the screen so y'all can actually see it. I'm actually going to zoom out for this one, just because I kind of just need the vibe of it more than the exact details. So, we'll rename this one to nuclear pose. Oh, I actually spelled it correctly. Okay. Get that off for a moment. This one we'll do... Yeah, it's kind of like teal. Perfect. Okay, mid-air pose. So let's start with just the arms are like this. Not quite that severe drop though. Got like that. We got the body, the leg, the other leg. This one is pointed feet. Rough. Nope. Silhouette. That itself is pointed like this behind them. The hands will still need some work, and actually... Select all the background, invert, do this so I can just move it over a bit, kind of more centered. There we go. Oh, back to darn tool. There we go. His fingers splayed like that. Select. There we fingers there with just the thumb. Let's see, chest is more turned this way, which means this is going to be more hunchback, come through. While not as foreshortened in the reference pic, I'm going to have this smaller so I can give the actual arm here, have more of the membrane that allows flight, like that. Alright, then how's the kind of animalistic leg? Goes like this. Yeah, like that. Whether or not they wear shoes or not, something to decide at a later junction. Not now in the last few minutes, but let's see. Be leg out like this, goes back like that. Not perfect, very duckfoot looking. But we're just getting the dynamic pose right now. Doesn't need to be perfect. We just come in here like this, and resize things a little. This one actually needs moved up a bit to fit that line. Yeah, there. There we are. Okay, then. This. There you go. Then the wings that should actually look more taut. No ripples like it is at rest. Like big old sails. Alright. Sugar glider purple, there we go. This one, we're going to focus more on this, because I don't want to do that wrong when I come back to it. Reminder that the shirt will need to be more open to accommodate for the slit. Something there. References for that I will have to figure out at some other point, because creature that is flying while wearing a tabard, probably not going to be super common art piece to find for references. We can have it go here. That. Alright. Do this just because we have these guys here. Anyway. Yeah, that is about time for art. But what I am going to do, just to test how this looks. I'm going to copy this. Up here, let's use layer, transform, flip. Honestly, it does not look bad. It looks really good, actually. Let's get some rotate on that too, in fact. God, that's really good. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely doing this for the other dynamic pose. This looks like it's going to be fun. test angle. Yeah, we got a good amount of work done yet. We've got this dynamic pose for one of the Hadozee NPCs, based on the red squirrel, as well as a few different versions of the head. This one's kind of cartoony, but I think it'll work for this kind of over-the-top dominating pose we're going to pair it with. We have a fox-like face, which we don't have any plans for a race that'll use it, but we have it done. And then we've got some sugar gliders, and we got a mid-air pose to go with them. So yeah, today was very productive. Okay, we'll go ahead, save this. Let's see, I don't actively need these, but I'm scared I'm gonna lose them. So, oh right, I can text image in here. So, mid-air pose. Copy this here. Oh, wrong button combination. There we go, and the actual font does not matter. Matters is just having these addresses here to copy paste if needed later. Right. Compose. Let me check if this is the right one, right? Oh wow, that's a long one, but okay, it ends on the same one, so that is correct for it. Alright. And with that, I can safely close those. Yes, we're going to go ahead and take a break for a couple minutes. For those of you watching the art VOD on YouTube later, this will be the end of this video, but don't be afraid to come in and check the Minecraft VOD that will continue after this. Let's see. Oh, right, because it's the end of that VOD. For those of you not sticking around, both in the VOD or live, remember to make sure you're eating enough, drinking enough, getting enough sleep. Take care of your body so your body can take care of you. Especially for those of you whose country is going into summer, make sure you're drinking before you are thirsty. Heat exhaustion is not a joke. And you are actually more vulnerable to resuffering from heat exhaustion if you recently succumbed to it. So please take care of yourselves, watch yourselves, and I will see you guys later.